Hi and welcome. I'm Marshie, and I don't know, I could be just talking to myself here, but I wanted to get on live today um simply because we have been inundated with AI. As a 50 plus something, we have to go uh this is something new. What do we do with it? Some of us are about ready to retire and don't want to learn anything new. Then there's others, young people that are in college that are embracing it, and this is just part of it. And so, as you know, I bring you tips, tricks, and hacks in your business and personal life. I can't think of anything currently that's impacting us as much as AI. Now, AI is an abbreviation of artificial intelligence. And, do you use it? Do you not? Leave it in the comment. Tell me, are you afraid of it? See, I come from a generation that we didn't have cell phones. So we had a flip phone. We had the party line. Anybody remember those days? Okay, now we have smartphones, which is like a miniature computer. Okay, and it's just a matter of time before AI becomes everything to us. It is going to change the way we look at life, how we handle situations, how we respond and react to situations. The ones that don't embrace it and don't get involved in AI will fall behind. It's just that simple. You have to try and keep up the best way you know how. And there is no easy way to keep up, right? I'd like to say there is. I'd like to say I'm an expert in AI, but I see what's coming down the pike. It's just common sense. So, it is impacting all kinds of industries, from all jobs that are kind of uh, entry level, that don't require a lot of cognizance or mental ability. But those of us that do have, a degree and our expertise. And why is that? It's because I'll just use Chat GTP as an example. It can do something in seconds compared to what would take me a day to put together. It's not that I'm not qualified or that I can't put it together or put all the thoughts together and create the sentences and this and that. But if I tell it just a prompt, a couple of sentences, not even complete sentences at that, and it collects the data from everywhere. Now, what does that mean? Anything that's been on the wide web, it collects. So our lives are so open, from YouTube to uh, Facebook and different things like that, Twitter. Back in my age, we had a set of encyclopedias. We did not have the internet. Crap, we didn't have a computer. A computer? What do you mean a computer? Right? When I was entering college, we had something called WordStar. We were the first generation to really get the computer. And then everyone behind us got it. right? And it's second nature. You see a child now that's 5 sitting there on a smartphone and playing on a phone and can type on a computer or a laptop or a whatever kind of gadget there is now, right? And I need y'all to understand that people in my age group, we've kind of seen this progression, right? Of the internet, having a personal home computer at home. That was unobtainable for many of us, me included. I, you know, I didn't have the capability of having that. And so the colleges had labs, computer labs. And you'd go in there and you work on the computer and you'd type your paper, right? My generation was probably one of the last generations that actually had typing class. I think everyone should still have typing class. Let me know, young people, if you're taking typing, because it's quick and it's easy to learn the keyboard. Okay. And it makes your life so much proficient. Now, see, proficiency. We have gotten to a point that AI is more proficient than humans. And the technology is going rampantly. So when I look at technology, I think of my great grandparents. My great grandparents, I knew them. My great grandmother lived until I was in my 20s and watched me graduate college. So she was born in the early 1900s. So she saw this big industrial revolution of planes, radio, television, cars. They shared a car on the block, right? The one car for the entire community used one Model T Ford. Okay. So I go back to that and I go, all right, we're going to get through this. But the difference is those machines were designed to make our lives easier and to benefit us. Now what's happening is the machine, the artificial intelligence, the humanoids, the robotics are there to help us, yes. But what's happening is they can learn, they can simulate emotions now. So, what does this mean? What makes us different? Our spirit. So, this is what the Lord placed on me today. And one of the main reasons I'm making this video. I know no one's on here, and that's all right. But I've got to get this out because I feel like the Lord wants somebody to hear it. I don't know. Maybe it'll be 20 years from now. Someone's looking through the archive. I don't know. But my point is, what sets us apart from AI or super intelligence is able to learn. They have cognizant reasoning. They it can be put in a robotic body. Think of stormtroopers. Okay. Excuse me. So, what makes us different? Well, first of all, we have a heart. We can make decisions. Hopefully, people are being cognizant and aware that we need to build in safeguards into this intelligence, because now the intelligence is so good that it can create new programs, new things. It doesn't need us anymore. You may think that it does, but in reality, it doesn't. So for us believers, the Holy Spirit is inside of you. So that should comfort you in times of turmoil, because the times are coming. I don't know how fast. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, but it's coming. And it's not just here in the United States. It is like, in my generation, there was a race to get to the moon. The United States won that battle. However, this artificial AI race is not just here in the United States. It's Russia, it's India, it's Africa. It's all these different countries fighting to get ahead in this race, because the way it plays out is, I'm going to go back to Star Wars, because Star Wars keeps creeping in my mind. See, I remember when it was out in the theater in the 70s, right? And we just thought, whoa. I remember my mom taking me to the movie to see Star Wars, and there was those letters, and they were just going off into the galaxy, and I thought, wow, that was just the letters. Then it started with those machines driving and blowing and going. And then there were these stormtroopers. Well, guess what? In the military now, they have those kinds of machines that can fight in war. We have humanoids. Think of Sophia. Sophia has a credit card. She has citizenship. She's a U.S. ambassador. Folks, I need you to wake up. Wake up. Now, as with all technology, there's the good and there's the bad. And we have the underground, right? I'm afraid that that's going to happen. When you look at Star Wars and Luke Skywalker, when he was a little kid, what did he do? He worked on these robots that had artificial intelligence. Maybe in the movie they didn't, because they didn't know what that was, because we didn't have a computer yet. Maybe NASA did, but the average schmo didn't. Okay? Much less a robot. Now we have vacuums in our house that kind of use sensory. You use your car. Do you know that your car has more capabilities now than ever before? And then there's some that's in the vehicle that we're not even utilizing because they haven't turned the switch on, because it's all based on computer chip. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean is, up in the northern states, they have it where the cars communicate with each other. Those cars communicating with each other can determine the speed and how fast to go. So we're way past assist lane. We are talking about travel down the road with the computers, the computer chip, the module telling it what to do. Mentioning models or modules, apps, AI. You could put in ChatGPT, make me an app, make me a web page. I don't know how long to make a web page. Now I'm being told that I can just put it into some kind of app. I remember when apps came on board, people were like, oh, you should get an app. I don't want an app. I don't know what an app is. Now you look at my phone and it's full of apps, because that's the only way we work is by apps. So if you're going to get ahead in business, you're going to have to embrace AI. If you want to have a side hustle, you better jump on board on AI, because AI is taking over. What do I mean by that? I mean, people are going to lose their jobs. Now, it's not just that they're going to lose their jobs. What's going to remain as a job are trades. The plumber, the HVAC, all the things that they took out of school, vocational, they took out. We need those because those will be last for AI to take over. Okay. AI has hit, doctors and attorneys and CPAs and bookkeepers and all these different people. You are going to have to learn to work with the AI to maximize. If you fail to do this, you will be left in the desert. In your personal life, I need you to hear me loud and clear. In your personal life, you are going to need to know AI, especially if you're in your 50s and 60s, because what's going to happen? Our Social Security payments, our investments, everything, our banking, it's all going to be AI. We are so used, if you think of my generation, we pick up the phone and we still call and talk to people. Younger generations, they just go into the chat box, dot, 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 tell me what I need to know. Thanks, bye. Well, that chat box is AI. It is not a person anymore. I need you to know that things are changing rapidly. And when I mean rapidly, I mean rapidly. This video will become obsolete in a matter of a year or two. Don't miss the wave. All right. Don't miss the wave, especially if you're in business. Embrace the AI. Now, I need you to understand and hear me loud and clear, Christians. We are told that there will be a sign on the right and on the forehead. What does that mean? Does it mean an actual tattoo? Does it mean a barcode? Does it mean a chip? What does that mean exactly? That's kind of up for interpretation. But hear me. I believe, and I have thought this for a long time, and I may be off my rocker, all right? But eventually they will chip us. Why and how will they sell it? The way they will sell it is say, oh, well, you can communicate with all of your gadgets. You don't have to carry a phone. All you have to do is think about it. You don't have to have real cash. It'll be digital and you just go boom. Those of you that are trying to get rid of cash, wake up. What does anyone, can I get an amen on that? Let me repeat myself. Cash, hold on to. What are you going to do? What skill set do you have that you could barter? I'm in the same boat, guys. I'm in the same boat. I see it. And I'm just going, oh boy, let me hold on. But I believe in the Lord and I know the Lord will take care of me. Now, is this going to be an adjustment? Yes. Yes. Are we going to see it in our lifetime, 50s and 60s, and those in their 70s? Absolutely, you're going to see it. And if you pretend that it doesn't exist and you think, oh, it'll go away, it's not going away. It is full steam engine throttle. Let's go. The foot's on the gas. Because technology has hit us at every angle. What do I mean by that? It's in our phone. It's in our home. Google is listening to us no matter what we do. right? Those annoying ads we get, it's because they're listening. There is no privacy anymore. So stormtroopers, people have been worried about martial law. This is going to be worse than martial law. Because when people can't work and our governments, now understand this is going worldwide, and we have a global economy, what are we going to do? We're not working. So if we're not working, that means we're not earning money. If we're not earning money, what are we doing to pay the bills? Are we going to be subsidized? How are we going to be subsidized? Because there's no jobs, right? What's happening there? You got to kind of think, what? These companies that are embracing AI and replacing their employees because they're trying to increase productivity, their return on investment, right? Because they want the lion's share. But what they don't understand, they may want the lion's share, but there's a predator behind them coming for them. And then they're gone. So understand, our government's just going to give us a stipend and say, stay home, enjoy your technology. No. The other thing that sets us apart from AI and super AI is creativity. However, hear me, the super intelligence has already figured out how to get into the creative deal. They make images, they make art, they can see the simile and the hyperbole and the different things for creativity, problem solving. It's lightning fast, maybe even faster than lightning. And the thing is if, let's say there's one and it goes outdated, all that information is kept and it goes to the new improved version. Think about Star Trek. You'd talk to the computer would spit out the answer. What happens if these super artificial intelligence things, these humanoids, get to a point and they say, hey, look, we know that you're obese and that you have no self-control. We know that you're diabetic. We know that you're going to stroke. We know that you're going to have a heart attack. So we're going to control what you eat. We're going to control how much we give you to eat. Is that a probability? Absolutely. And if you think it isn't, you're full of crap, right? And I'm just talking off the top of my head here, but I am trying to get a sense of urgency here. If you're still with me and watching this video, because obviously no one's here live with me, but if you are watching this video, please comment, like, share, so I can continue to create content. And my channel is all about tips, tricks, and hacks in your business and personal life. I have a book called Grandparent Memories from the Heart, which you can find in the links below. And then 13 interactive challenges to self-discovery. When you are done with this, you have an autobiographical account of your life, because the last challenge is legacy. And, I do speaking engagements. I do different things. My channel, YouTube hasn't figured it out yet. Is it a blog? Is it, what is it? Well, it's me. The channel is me. Right? And my interest. And, I went to a tech expo 2 years ago. And they had a 3D hologram like you would see on Star Trek. Now, if you haven't figured it out, I'm a little nerdy. I've seen all the DC, I've seen all the Star Trek movies, I've seen all of the Star Wars movies, Lord of the Rings, all that, right? Star Trek had a computer. That computer was running the boat, the ship, right? It was the Enterprise. That computer was fed information. That computer could learn. Well, guess what? The Jetsons, our generation, Star Trek, it was, oh, all that stuff's here now. Eventually, those super intelligent robotics will learn how to do the scanner over your body and figure out how to heal you. Because there's things we don't know. But imagine, I read. I'm an avid reader. But I can't read everything. I don't have enough hours or time in a day. But these computers, these intelligence, AI, it has access to all of it. And what I mean by that is Western medicine, Eastern medicine, and it can give it to you just like that. Just like that. It can tell you and categorize plants. It can tell you which plants we shouldn't be killing off. But if they want to kill us, they know how. But why would they kill us? What are they taking over? They're taking over each other. I feel like I'm in a sci-fi, in a reality sci-fi show. But in reality, this is it. I'm real. So this brings me back to my faith. Is it the end times? Is the Lord just going to take me? Or am I going to die and then he takes me? Or I'm going to be the one left behind. And in Revelation, I need y'all to hear me. Hear me. In Revelation, it talks about the remaining ones that are still here. Christians. We have to be strong. We have to put on our armor because it says we will not be able to purchase anything. We will not be able to get supplies. We will not be able to do anything. Is that because of the chip? That's a possibility, allegedly. I don't know. So when people ask me, do you want to be on life support? No. Just let me go. I'm ready to go. If he wants me, let me go because I don't need to be here any longer than I'm already here. I'm making my videos. I'm doing my stuff. Why am I doing it? So I can leave a memorial if somebody cares. If anybody really gives a rat's. And nobody does because think about it. I've been talking now for 29 minutes and nobody's even clicked on this thing. So what does it matter? There's millions of people on YouTube. I would like back there, right back there under my plaque, to have the YouTube plaque. So if you actually came here and you are actually listening to me, put something in the comment. Say, hey, you can do it. Something. I don't like your hair. I don't like what you said. That's offensive. Whatever. I don't care. Just put a comment, right? Because I would like to be monetized and I want one of those silver plaques. I need y'all to understand that I'm not off base on this chip thing. A few years ago, I want to say it was about 5 years ago, people in Austin were paying to be chipped so they could pay for stuff in line, so they wouldn't have to whip out their credit card or something. So they were paying to be chipped. Think about it. If everything is digital, and that's what AI is, digital, why wouldn't they? They're already chipping people that have medical problems, right? And they scan them allegedly, like when you're getting into the ambulance or whatever. If money goes digital, which, folks, you need to understand, it's already digital because it's in your bank account. You do a deposit, a direct deposit into your account. You pay your bills online. That's digital. They're just going to go one step further. I don't know. It's going to be a wild ride. I'll tell you that. But, here I am. I'm in my 50s and I'm embracing AI. Why? Because I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I have to. If I don't, I'm going to be left in the desert and I'm not going to be able to eat because I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. There's climate change, right? But there's always been climate change. There was the Ice Age. Come on, go to the Grand Canyon. You see what happened. Go to Utah. You see what happened. I don't know. Y'all better hope and pray that whoever is putting in the safeguards for these machines are actually putting in the safeguards. Because, like I said, there's the underground and there's the, people that have a good heart and conscience. These humanoids that they're making, you're going to see them replace husbands and wives and relationships. Why? They don't talk back. They don't talk back. They don't nag. Oh, and if you say, oh, they can't kiss, oh, they've already got the technology, sweetheart, to have a tongue and stuff. I mean, it's so if we already have Sophia that's a U.S. ambassador and has a credit card, what do you think if they just put them on the assembly line? Think about the Jetsons that's sitting there vacuuming. Are we going to have someone in our home to take care of our elderly because we don't want to do it? These bring up moral and ethical questions, and you need to be voting and you need to be paying attention. My great grandmother fought to be able to vote as a woman. We can vote. But humans don't want to have kids anymore. Why are we having less kids? Because they're expensive. There's so much dysfunction. There's AI dating apps now. That blew my mind. And the AI companion is even more savvy. And it's just collecting all of that data. It's like Mork and Mindy. Remember back in the day when Mork and Mindy, Robin Williams, and he was Mork, dee-doo, right? And he was just a sponge or third rock, and they were gathering all of that information by watching TV. Well, this is not just TV, it's books, it's experience, it's all of these things. And if you think I'm back at Star Wars, Darth Vader happened to have been a man that became a machine. They're now been working on brain transplants, all the organs. Think about it. You could have partial brain and have artificial intelligence in it. Is that out of the realm? No, it's not. So if you think it's not going to, I'm just here to tell you it's going to. I just can't tell you when because I don't have the crystal ball. But I've got that feeling that it's less than 10 years away. So you can either try and get as much knowledge as you can and try and work with it as much as you can. Working with it is not, see, this is the double-edged sword, right? If you work with it, then you're making it smarter, okay? But on the other hand, if you don't work with it, someone else is. And that means it's going to wipe you out. So you might as well work with it and have that AI assistant. Now, what do I mean? Do I just mean the Gemini, the email thing, or Grammarly? Mm-mm. It's so much more advanced than that. That's just, that's like sticking your finger in the icing and going, that tastes good. No. It's so much more advanced than that. And I'm not here to talk about all that, but I've got people that, my generation of people that went into information technology, which was computers and programming. That's what they did for a living. That's what they do for a living. And they are concerned that they are about to lose their job. Why? Because the AI can program 100 times, 1,000 times faster than them. But sometimes it makes mistakes. But as time goes, it's getting smarter and smarter and smarter, and it can do conductive reasoning. So like, share, and subscribe. If you're still with me, put a 38 in the box. Okay. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think? Do you think I'm off my rocker? Do you think I'm on the nail? But it'll be interesting to watch this video when I go back and I watch this video 5 years from now and I go, oh, I was right, or oh, I was wrong, or now I'm censored. So just be blessed. Know that the Lord is with you, and don't let this keep you up at night. But think about what I've been saying. Okay. Be blessed. Bye-bye.